The street was unusually quiet that afternoon, with only a few cars parked along the sidewalk and a handful of pedestrians going about their day. A black sedan sat idling near the curb, its driver momentarily distracted as he checked something on his phone. Without warning, the car jerked into motion, reversing suddenly. A frail old man, his hands clutching a small paper bag filled with groceries, stepped onto the road at that very moment. He barely had time to react before the vehicle struck him, sending him sprawling onto the pavement. His groceries scattered across the asphalt, an apple rolled away, a loaf of bread landed in a puddle, and a carton of eggs cracked open upon impact. The sharp screech of tires filled the air as the driver slammed on the brakes. Within seconds, he stormed out of the car, his face contorted in anger. "What the hell were you thinking, old man?" he barked, towering over the trembling figure. "Did you just walk into my car on purpose, huh? Trying to get me to pay you some compensation? I swear, some people will do anything for money. Guess gray hair doesn't always mean wisdom." The elderly man struggled to sit up, his frail arms shaking as he tried to push himself off the ground. Pain flickered across his face, but before he could utter a word, the driver's daughter, no older than 10, hurriedly unbuckled her seatbelt and stepped out of the car. She had been watching everything from the passenger seat, her heart pounding with worry. Ignoring her father's outburst, she knelt beside the old man and quietly started gathering his groceries. She placed the bruised apples and damp loaf of bread back in the paper bag, carefully dusting off whatever she could salvage. Her small hands moved with delicate precision, as though handling something precious. "Get in the car, now!" Her father's voice was sharp, his patience wearing thin. His daughter flinched, but did not respond. Instead, she hurried back to the car, grabbed the grocery bag her father had bought just moments ago, and returned to the old man's side. Without a word, she placed it in his hands, as if it were the most natural thing in the world. The old man's eyes widened in surprise. For a moment, he simply stared at the girl, then at the bag, as if struggling to comprehend her kindness. His lips trembled, but he found no words. Then, without hesitation, the little girl helped him to his feet. She was small, barely reaching his waist, but her hands were steady, and her resolve unwavering. Slowly, she led him across the street, her tiny frame supporting his weak body. All the while, the father stood frozen, watching the scene unfold. His jaw clenched, his fists remained tight at his sides, but he said nothing. The anger that had flared so fiercely in him moments ago now flickered uncertainly. His daughter returned to the car, her steps slow, hesitant. She braced herself for the scolding she knew was coming. But when she climbed into the passenger seat, she found her father sitting there in silence, gripping the steering wheel with trembling hands. His shoulders heaved, and as she looked closer, she saw the unmistakable glisten of tears rolling down his cheeks. She hesitated. "Papa? What's wrong?" He exhaled shakily, wiping his face with his sleeve. Then he turned to her, his expression softer than she had ever seen it. "I'm proud of you," he whispered. "Truly, gray hair doesn't always mean wisdom, because today a child was wiser than a man." The little girl's lips parted slightly, her heart swelling at his words. She reached for his hand, and for the first time in a long while, he squeezed it back. As they drove away, the father glanced at the rearview mirror, watching the old man shuffle down the sidewalk, the grocery bag still clutched in his hands. Something deep inside him shifted that day, something he knew he would never forget.